Good morning. I'm Jody, your host, and welcome to One Yard Wednesday. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us for One Yard Wednesday, where we bring you fabulous fabrics at a fabulous price. And today we have a lot to show you. I want to introduce first, of course, I'm Jody, the host. We've got Mr. KP over there with, also we've got Mr. SP or Shade.
You got a new producer?
Yeah.
Want to come say hi?
Come on.
We're going to see your face sooner
I don't think I
later.
could call you Mr. SP. I think we're going to have to go with Shade. We'll see how that works.
My thing says GP. I didn't even realize that. Sorry, guys. I am not GP.
He is KP.
I am KP. I know it probably gets confusing sometimes.
It does get confusing.
Well, I was going to say, yeah, even for the people around here, it gets confusing.
Just so you know that the prices, the sale prices will be live after the show, so please don't worry about jumping over to the website just now. Stay here with us, comment, tell us what's going on.
Stay with us.
Where you're from, all kinds of stuff. We want to see your comments today. And since we're here talking about fabric, let's talk about some quilts. Behind Mr. KP is Frequency. So the two quilts we're actually showing you, I'm going to talk a little bit more when we actually get to our fabrics and our projects. And then the one behind me is Coral.
I really like Frequency.
I do too. And these are both from the Stripology Mixology books. And since we have a lot to talk about, I have a question. So my question today kind of goes with the fabric that we're showing. I thought about this the last minute. I changed up my mind. What color fabric is lacking in your home collection? And so what I mean by that is when you look at your home collection, what don't you see as far as color? All of us kind of lean towards certain colors. I lean more towards like pinks and purples and those kinds of things. So I don't have a lot of brown, blues, and greens. And it's something that when I'm shopping for fabric, I kind of look for because when I need it, I never have it. So that's what I lack in my collection. So today when we're showing you your fabric, be sure to look at that and pick up the ones you might need. Mr. KP, how about your collection?
I was going to say, if I had a collection, I think it would be full of blues.
Yeah?
Yep. Blues are my colors.
Do you want to share something with the crew today?
I could do that. So, we've been talking about it for months, since I started producing probably, but I'm going to be making a quilt.
Yay!
I'm going to be making one for my girlfriend. And I have just a few weeks to get it done.
So the pressure's on.
I know.
The pressure's on.
So it's going to be a gift for her, and I'm really excited. I don't tell her, but I blocked her from GE. So
Yay! I told him, I'm like, you can block her from all of the posts if you don't want her to see it.
We're going to be making a little content around it, so I don't want her to see it before I give it to her. So.
You know what, you guys, you'd be so proud of him because he literally went out to the warehouse and picked all the supporting fabric for this. So it is going to be so much fun to watch.
You guys are going to get some good content. I think.
I'm really excited for you. So.
Oh, Carol's, let's see. Carol's proud of me too.
Yes, you should be, Carol. We are super excited. I think that we are lacking a ton of male influence in this industry, and it's super exciting when we get some new young male individuals sewing here. So we are excited about that.
I see a few questions about pattern. You guys are going to have to wait.
Yes.
I can't give that up yet, but it's going to be awesome.
Yep. That's a surprise. So once he starts documenting that, you'll be able to see. So we have lots to show again because we can't do anything little here, and we're going to get to our fabric.
Let's do it.
So what we have today is Spectrastatic by Juicy Juice for Andover Fabrics. If you're familiar with Juicy Juice, he typically designs for Andover Fabrics, and he has kind of a unique look to his fabric. Some of it's a little out there, but I love it. I think it's super modern and great. But here's kind of a tip if you haven't heard. He's going to a different company. He's going to be designing for Free Spirit now. So he's not going anywhere.
I didn't know that.
But he is not going to be designing for Andover Fabrics. So let's get to it. Let's get to it. I'm excited. So we did kind of the same thing as last week. We're going to do a bundle. And when I put the bundle together, I tried to kind of make it look like a rainbow, but not really a rainbow, if that makes sense. So the first fabric I have for you guys is this. It's kind of a brick red, if you can see that.
This is part of the bundle, so this is
yes.
half yards for you.
Yes, half yard bundle. This is part of the bundle. It'll be 12 pieces in here. And each one of these has a little bit of a texture, like a speck to it. And they're going to be a different color. So like this one is more of a white, where the brick red is the background, and then the speckle is a white. So that's brick red. So this is a half yard bundle. There'll be 12 pieces to it. The next one I have is like a pink, but now the speckle is like a dark black, or it is a black on there. So it kind of gives you a different look to that. So we've got the pink for you. If you guys have any questions while we're showing this, don't be afraid to ask. And then we go to purple, which of course is my favorite color. And this one has the white. So it's kind of, it goes back and forth. This one has the white, the last one had the black as the speckle, but this is like a royal purple. I think that's what they actually call it. And then we go to kind of a lighter purple. This has more of a grayer tone to it, so it's a purple tone with the white specks, leans more towards the gray side of the color spectrum.
That looks like Vikings purple to me.
This one?
Yeah.
I thought the other one looked like Vikings purple.
I guess maybe the camera's not doing it justice.
Yeah, it does look a little bit more purple. It's called amethyst, if that helps. I do remember that one. And then we have the blue. So this is a kind of more of like a royal blue with the black speck to it. And the actual speckle on here is very irregular. You get a little bit of it almost looks like a spray paint. Like somebody hit it with a spray paint or an airbrush. So that's the blue with the black. And then we went into like a robin's egg blue. And this one actually, you would think they would have done white, but this one actually has the black speckle to it. Or I feel like I want to call it airbrushing because that's what it really gives you the look. So kind of robin's egg blue, which I love this color. We haven't asked Jade this, but are you going to be sewing soon with us? I bet it'll take him a while, but he'll get there.
It took me a year and a half. We'll give him a little bit of time.
Yeah, we won't push him too hard.
Maybe we could push him onto a long arm.
Oh yeah, there you go.
That might be kind of fun.
Guys like the long arming process.
That's how you make the quilting, like
that part. Yes.
The design in the quilt.
Yeah. This is a green, it's an probably not an emerald green, but it has more of a teal look to it with the white airbrushing to it. I love it when the colors kind of fade into each other. And this one is an aqua with the black. It's just a lighter tone of the last one you're seeing. The black kind of airbrushing with it. Oops, sorry. And then we're going to go into kind of a blue, but it's kind of a gray blue. It's got the white airbrushing to it, or the white speckle. It's got more of like a grayer tone. I think they call it a dusty blue. And then, of course, we have to go in and give you a little bit of green. So we've got this green or chartreuse color to it with the black speckle.
Did you say that last blue is a slate blue?
Yeah, it could be a slate blue because it has kind of that gray tone to it. And then we run into our yellows. Now we've added a different color to the actual like airbrushing or the speckle. This has more of a brown color. You can see that a little bit more with the camera. So this has more of a brown with the speckle, which makes sense when you're looking at what you're going to add. The black would have been harsh. That's, Marie, that's what the color club is for. It's definitely set up.
Is key.
Yeah. And then this, you can now get some different stuff with at a great price, which is awesome when you're trying to fill up your collection. And then last but not least, we have the peach with the black. And this one has the black speckle, it shows up a little bit more because of the black, but you got your peach.
Some of the speckle colors are surprising me. Like I would think they'd put white in the peach.
Yes.
And blue in the, or excuse me, white in the blue one as well. The lighter blue.
That's what I love about how Juicy Juice does his lines. They're very like unexpected.
But also, yeah, still looks so good.
Yeah, looks good together. So I did put some 1 yards together for you guys.
We got a question for you real quick.
Yeah. This bundle. Diane, I will get to that. I have several suggestions for you. So let me do this, and then I will definitely make that a priority.
We got you.
We gotcha. So to go kind of with the lighter oranges and peaches, we do have the Spectrastatic in the light peach. And this does have the black speckle to it. I don't know if you can see that a little bit better. There we go. And then we had to put in like a marigold with that. So it's going to play off of the yellows and the peaches. And this one definitely has the black in the actual speckles in it. And then we had to go down deeper into these more brownish burgundy, not burgundy, what would we call this color? They call it squash, like a brick orange color. This does have the white speckle to it. And then we have Spectrastatic Tawny. So this one is a brown, but it has a lot of green in it. So it almost reminds me of like a army green, but maybe more brown, and it does have the black speckle to that one. And then we have Spectrastatic Cocoa, and this is definitely more brown with the white speckle to that one. So as you can see, you're gonna get the full color range with the bundle and this. And then we actually have our shark skin, which is the gray. And I will talk about this when we show the projects, but this would make a great background. Any type of sashing, you could also use it in your quilt. And then we also have Tea Stained by Spectrastatic, and this one definitely would be awesome in a background. Has the black speckle, and the shark skin has the white.
What's that one called?
This one?
Yeah, no, the last
Tea
one.
Stained.
Tea Stained?
Yeah.
Interesting.
And then we have our greens. We have neon, of course, that's very fitting for the color. So we have our neon green with the black speckle. And then we have the Spectrastatic Moss, which is more of like a Kelly green with the black speckle. And then we have Deep Sea, which is more of that aqua, and it goes really well, kind of offsets with the dark green in the bundle with the black speckle. And we have Jade, which is going to be more on the teal side, but it's definitely more green with the black speckle. And we cannot forget my favorite colors, purple, which we have Raisin with the white speckle. This is more of that deeper purple color. And we have Amethyst, which is this is probably, if I were to pick a color, this would be the shade I would like the best, with the black. And another really great background color or sashing or accent color would be Lunar Stellar. in kind of a gray with the black speckles. And then we also added, like last time, some 3-yard cuts. So we have a 3-yard cut in the dusty blue. Now, these are, if you're going to use these for backings, you're going to need at least, most projects you're going to need at least 2 of these. So be sure that if you're going to get backing, 2 of these would be sufficient for a backing. And then also we did it in the royal purple. So you get it in your actual bundle, plus we did it in a 3-yard. And we do have some 1-yards of this. We don't have many, so don't be sad if you can't get this in a 1-yard because they're very limited in quantity. So 3 yards are great for backings. 3 yards are great for yeah, decisions. I know, right? You'll have to get them all. It's just what I can say. You can also, if you decide to use this like royal purple, which I think would be a fantastic idea in backing, this would be great because you get 3 yards of it, and a lot of backgrounds call for 3 yards. So now we're going to talk about projects, and remind me, Colby, to talk about this special project when we're done because I forgot to do it.
Of course, I will.
So if we're looking at Mr. KP, the quilt behind Mr. KP, and that one is Frequency, and that one's out of the Stripology Mixology book.
When I saw that question, this is the first one I thought of. I thought it'd be really cool.
Yes, so you can use a variety of the color in the actual colored pieces, and then like this dark color in the shark skin would be fantastic. Pick out some of these brighter colors. You could use this one on the background called Lunar Stellar. You can do anything. If you're going to use a dark background for that, just be sure that the colors you use are bright enough or there's enough contrast so you can actually see it. So when you're thinking about that, that's one of the things you want to think about. I'd like to have them all. Gail, you should. It's like a candy shop. My friends and I always say, which is awful, like we're dealers to each other. We just give each other fabric and we're our own worst enemies because we just show everything.
Dealers.
Yeah, fabric dealers. So let's go ahead. I want to do the overhead really quick. I just want to show you Frequency in the book. So there's several sizes you can pick from, which is always great that Gudrun gives you all the different sizes. And then it's all stripologized in there. So that's Frequency. Now behind me is Coral. I picked Coral because it's so great for scrappy. So you can take all of these different colors, you can put them in there, use your shark skin gray as your background or your sashing. You could go a lighter color. It just depends on the look that you're looking for, but I thought this quilt would be amazing in these fabrics.
When it's a pattern like that, is that still technically sashing?
Yes.
Between them?
Mm-hmm.
That wouldn't be like the background?
Well, I mean, you could call it background.
But it's also kind of
It's also called sashing, so it depends on, there's no right or wrong answer to that.
Does sashing just mean when there's like fabric between the blocks?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yep. Sashing, accent, because that's
Look
the
at me,
accent
guys.
color. I know, he's still getting so good.
Gosh.
Quickly, let's go to the overhead really quick. So here's Coral. That also is in the Stripology Mixology book. And that too comes in lots of different sizes. So you can go from a crib size to a lap size, which is fantastic. And I know people really like projects that are quick, and these would be super quick. So then I picked out a couple smaller projects for you guys because, you know, we got to have small projects. But they also have options to go bigger, and this is called Steamy Windows. This is a supersize pattern, but what I love about this, again, you could do the scrappiness, you could pull in all the different colors. There's actually no accent fabric and no sashing with it. But you could do different sizes. So if you wanted to just make this little table runner like I have right here, you just do one row. If you wanted to do a crib size, a lap size, you could expand. So that's what I kind of love about these patterns is they can actually be customized a little bit more depending on how big you want your project to be. So that's Steamy Windows. And then the next one is a Strip Plus. And this one again is another really great example of taking a pattern that has several sizes to them and then customizing it. So this is actually a table runner. And that's, again, where you just do the one row if you just wanted something small. We also did our own little, like giving it a little bit of a twist with the edging differently on that. So that's Strip Plus.
Make
Again,
that one for your math enthusiast in your life.
yes, that's a good idea. Your teacher out there.
Your accountant.
Your accountant, if you're making quilts for your accountant, please do.
Sometimes they do a lot of work for you.
Then the next one I have is actually Quilt As You Go, because I do like to provide you guys options, because Quilt As You Go, if you're someone who doesn't know much about quilting but wants a project finished, Quilt As You Go is the way to go. So this is off kilter. Off kilter I thought would be great to do a variegated kind of look to it. This one is a PDF and video class, so I had Colby put that up so you can see. What's great is you get the video, and she tells you exactly what to do with it, which is awesome.
You walked right through it.
Yep, exactly. What I like about off kilter is you can actually, if you can see how this works, yeah, my accountants get paid enough. Yes, of course. You can actually do kind of a variegated color, so you could start with the dark and kind of go light all the way back to dark. So you could do a lot of different options with off kilter. And any questions about our projects?
No, I don't think so.
All right, so
people enjoying them.
Yeah, it's really fun. Let's go ahead and look at our Notion today.
3, 2, 1.
So today I picked out snips, and when I say snips, it's a little different than a scissor. A scissor is got a wider blade to it, a longer blade to it, so you're going to be using that to actually cut larger pieces. Snips are going to be something you're going to be cutting small pieces, threads, things like that. And I bet I probably use my snips, I would say 90% of the time when I'm quilting. So I have 3 different versions of snips. Colby, if you want to go. So we have the Fiskars thread snips. So a lot of times these are being used to snip threads. Of course, no matter what we do when we're sewing, we always have extra thread left over. So the Fiskars ones are nice. They have kind of this spring action load to it, which is really, really good for someone who's got like arthritis, because they don't have to squeeze as hard and then it bounces back for them. So that is the Fiskars thread snips. Then we also have this. I have this one at home, and this is always sitting at my long arm, partly because if you're familiar with long arming, I'm constantly losing my scissors and I can never find them. So I either have this around my neck or I have it hanging on my long arm. Again, these have that action, that spring action to them. They're really nice because you could get really close to the fabric without snipping the fabric, which is nice when you're long arming.
These things look dangerous.
They're not, though. They're not. But my absolute 100% favoriteest snips in the entire world are these embroidery. They call them embroidery snips. They do still have kind of that springy action to them. They're really fine. They feel delicate, but they're not. But the best part about this that I love the most is there's a curve to this. I don't know if you can kind of tell from the camera angle. There's a curve to the scissors. So when you're actually cutting, there's no chance you're going to cut your fabric, number one, but it gets super close to the fabric so that you won't actually cut your fabric. And they're very sharp, so it's really nice for that. So I use this a ton when I'm doing embroidery, if I really need to snip close, those kinds of things. So these are my favorites when it comes to snips in my sewing room. It does come with this little rubber stopper that you can put over the top. I'm not really good about putting my scissors back in their little holders, unfortunately. So that is our Notion for today. So let's go back and review our fabric We've got a lot going on. I'm gonna do it backwards. I'm going to go through the projects first and then we'll hit the fabric so I don't have to review this. So off kilter is one of the projects I thought would work really well with these fabrics. You could do an ombre effect with the colors if you want to. It's a quilt as you go, so once you're done with this, you are done. You don't have to do any quilting on it. This is a PDF pattern and video class. Okay. The next project I have is Strip Plus, and this is a single pattern that we've kind of made into a runner. One of the things I really, really love about this is you can do several sizes and you can kind of customize it depending on what you want to do with that. You do have a background fabric in this with a little bit of a border, and you could pick and choose colors based on that. The next one is Steamy Windows. And again, I love this one because you can actually customize it. It's very scrappy friendly. You could do all kinds of things with this, from table runners to large queen size quilts. Behind Mr. KP, we have Frequency, which is out of the Stripology Mixology book. And I couldn't have, I mean, this quilt is like made for this fabric, I think. Background fabric with some bright, fun colors.
I agree.
And then behind me is Coral. Again, perfect for this fabric line. It's very scrappy friendly with some accent fabric in there.
With some sashing in there.
Sashing in there. You're going to be teaching classes pretty soon. I mean, come on.
I should become a certified stripologist.
You. Yes, preach. We got to get you out there. People would love you.
We'll see.
And then let's review the fabric really quick. We are going to do the 1 yards first so that I don't have to make a mess for you guys. So we have the purple amethyst with the black speckle in the back. We have the raisin with the white. We have the light peach with the black. We have the marigold with the black. I can't believe I remembered what that was. Squash with the white. And we also have tawny with the black. Now, tawny is a brown that really leans towards like a green. So I just want you to be aware of that so you're not thinking, let me see if I can get it up here. There we go. It definitely has a little bit of green in it. We have our cocoa, which is our brown, our true brown, which is hard to see on the camera, with the white speckle. We have shark fit skin, which is your darker gray with the white speckle. Great. I would love to see this on the background of Frequency. We have neon green with the black speckle. And then we have tea stained, which would be with the black speckle, which would be another really great background.
Not pea stained.
Not P, T as in TEA.
I'm just messing with you.
And then we have Spectrastatic moss with the black speckle. It's always the young ones that give us old people a hard time.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Jade with the black speckle. So this one definitely leads more towards that teal color, or aqua. Always get those mixed up. They're the same to me. Deep Sea with the black. And we have the Lunar Stellar. Now this one, I didn't mention this last time. It has the black speckle. This can lean towards the purple depending on if you have it up against a purple. You can see how that kind of got more purple, but if I took out this gray, it would, you could still see the purple, but it will definitely bring out some of the gray with that. So wanted to point that out. And then we have the 3 yard cuts. So we've got the dusty blue in the 3 yard, and we also have the royal purple in the 3 yards, which are great for backings. Remember, if you're gonna put this on the back, be sure to get at least 2 of these so that you have enough to do backing if you're doing a large project. If you're not, you'd have plenty with 1. All right, so I'm gonna go from here, sorry. We have the brick with the white speckle. Then we have this like dusty rose color with the black. We have the royal purple with the white speckle. And then we have kind of this dusty purple, which I think is it is hard to see, but it's more of like a gray, kind of grayish purple. We have the royal blue with the black. robin's egg with the black. I really love this one. I might have to pick some up for myself. This is more of a deep green aqua color. Definitely leans more green. We have the teal with the black, the dusty blue with the white, and we have our green, which is kind of like what would you say, moss color maybe?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, and then something different. I think this might be the only one that has the brown, which is the yellow. This definitely has a more of a brown speckle, not white and not black, and the peach with the black speckle. So, any questions?
Yeah, we got.
Are the 1 yard's regular price? All of these are sale price $8.99.
Yeah, the 1 yard's are sale price, and then the half yard bundle will also be on sale.
On sale, yep. So all of these fabrics that I showed you today are on sale.
Here's the bundle itself.
Yep. And I tried to put colors together for this one so that you could use this in a project by itself if you needed to.
Like frequency.
Like frequency.
Or coral.
Or coral. But you do need to have some background fabric or accent fabric for those. So make sure you pick that up if that's something you're looking at doing. What do we have going on this week, Mr. KP? We have a lot going on this week. We have Perfect Pair tomorrow. Nancy and Care are back together. So we're excited about that. That's at 9:30 a.m. Happy Friday. It is the 18th at 12 p.m. with Gudrun and Mr. HP, which is always a fun day. Back at it next week on the 22nd at 4 p.m. with Tipsy Tuesday, again with Gudrun and Mr. HP. And then I will be back here with you on the 23rd at 9:30 with lots more fabric. I've got some things up my sleeve for next week, so I'm excited to show that with you guys.
Back with Mr. KP.
Yep, he's with me all month.
And maybe Mr. SP.
I'm voting that we get the master back behind the screen, Mr. Shade, with us. So
I think we'll get him in here pretty soon.
Yeah, I think so too. I think he's going to be great. So we are so happy you were with us this morning. Thank you so much for joining us, and we will see you next week.
Peace out.
Bye, guys.